Hi everybody, all the way here from Penang in Malaysia. I'm still in Penang. I arrived here on Wednesday. The idea was that I'd be submitting a visa application on Thursday. Here we are on Saturday morning and the visa application still has not been submitted for 1,000 reasons. I don't really want to go into it at the moment, but suffice to say there are a few documents missing. They are very much into dotting I's and crossing T's at the moment when it comes to anything but the old visa exemption. So if you are applying for visas, pretty much anything that's looking at long stay or this is new visas, not so much renewals, which tend to be fairly simple. Anyway, it has been a little bit of a trial, but I'm here. I'm not being over dramatic or anything. I am diseased. I have got a virus I've picked up. Somebody sort of coughed at me in the plane or something. So look, it's probably Ebola. It might be a mega strain of COVID. I'm not being over dramatic or anything, but I've got the toilet roll here. I've got a water, dosed up in drugs, and we'll push through. But anyway, it's always fun to go to an overseas country and get a foreign disease. So hello to everybody, and we are going to be talking about three key matters that are really affecting Thailand right now. And if not so much right now, the seeds have been sown for something that is going to be, well, probably pronounced and profound in the next 3 or 4 months. And I've sort of had a good long think about all these things. You might, and we'll certainly invite your comments, you might have some things that you think are big problems at the moment. For example, during the week, there was the announcement from the Public Health Minister that they're going to probably, that hasn't sort of all been finalised yet, but within 40 days, he said during the press release, they're going to ask people who want to use cannabis, they'll have to come up with a medical certificate. Now, some people in the comment section saying that I'm on my usual anti-cannabis rant. I'm simply reporting the news, but at the end of the day, I do think this is a bit of a sideshow, and of the small handful of people that do come to Thailand for that issue, well, good luck to them, but I don't think it's really going to affect the chunk of tourists or expats here in Thailand. But for those people who do take that whole issue seriously, the use of that particular herb, they do take it very seriously indeed, and it tends to make the comment section look like everybody out there is smoking cannabis, which they don't. All right, so let's say good morning to everybody. Scarface, Yak Lamar, John D, David W, Ian, 44444444, Brett Border. Hi, Brett. He's in Canada. Sounds cold to me. Sunsets and Beers, Scott D, as usual. Hi, Austin, Daryl McGee. Rock Trip on this, Daryl M. Luke Manton, Damien Jesser. Look, you're all wonderful people, and thank you very much for dropping in, including Antoine. Antoine's got a comment already. You showed us a pack of paper for your non-B visa. This is a non-B immigrant B visa, which is a business visa. Which documents were requested, which you didn't expect? I don't really want to get into the specifics because the application hasn't gone in yet, and maybe the people from the Penang Thai consulate watch this program. I doubt it, but I don't want to jeopardize anything. But it's actually got more to do with the what do they call it? The work permit back in Thailand, which is applied for concurrently with your non-B visa. I can't tell you the ropes I've been jumping over the past day or so. It's a fucking nightmare. I think I've said enough. G'day, Doug Vincent from the loony left coast. Left coast where, Daryl M? I don't know what's going on. Glenn, good evening from Toronto. Hi from Sydney, says Lynn. So look, we'll get to all your comments a little bit later. I wanted to go through these three key things which I think are big problems for Thailand at the moment. They're all going to manifest themselves in one way or the other. And I think all three things are going to affect you to some degree at some stage, no matter whether you're coming here for a quick visit, less so, or if you live here, probably more so. So let's start off just with a quick story out of left field. This has got nothing to do with today's topic, but I noticed this yesterday and I know a lot of people out there are interested in it. It's this Swiss man who got the nickname, I think it's his sort of his usual spoken name, David Fair, was from Switzerland, and he got caught up. This is February last year. He had a villa in Cape Yamu area in Phuket, and some Thai people sat on the steps at the front of his property, and he yelled at them and screamed at them. He had his video running at the time, and his own evidence has been used against him in court. And then he either kicked, nudged or pushed that person such that they got up and walked away from the property. This man's wife was screaming and yelling in the background, saying that she knows people in the police force. Anyway, last September, the case was thrown out by the Phuket court. However, let's go to this, and Thai PBS World says the Swiss man who kicked a doctor in Phuket has been given a month in jail. So what does that actually mean? Well, an appeals court has sentenced a Swiss national to 1 month in jail after he was found guilty of assaulting a female doctor in Phuket February last year. The ruling overturns a lower court's decision, which has dismissed the charges against David Fair for lack of evidence. This is the key thing. He's in absentia. The lawyer for Dr. Tandau, this is the person who was kicked or shoved, he said that the defendant has evaded arrest and left the country. And the assault occurred on February the 24th last year when Dr. Tandau was kicked in the back and verbally abused by Fair while she was sitting on steps in front of his villa in Yamu Beach. So it says the veteran lawyer stepped in to help the doctor. This is after the case was dismissed by the lower Phuket court, saying his argument would be based on reasonableness. I would be asking the court if that word actually exists. Yes, in other words, the court should favour the argument that appears more reasonable. Anyway, the court has handed a 1 month prison sentence to David Fair from Switzerland, but he has left the country. So there you go. Let's move on to these three things. And Core FPV at home says, hi Tim, while you're away, I'll be looking after your boho beach house. Party, party, party. You're very welcome. The Boho Beach House, I don't think it's got any bookings this week. It's our newest beach house. It's spectacular. It's even bigger than this cavernous room, which is quite a cheap room I've got here in Penang. I'm not going to show you. But yes, good luck with the party. I wish I was there. I was actually last night this close to going, bugger this, I'm going to get my application and my passport back from the agent. And I've spent a lot of money with a lawyer, a very reliable, trustworthy lawyer, and I'm spending money with a local agent because at my age, you just don't want to leave anything to chance. So I thought I might just go back to Thailand today and come up with plan B. I don't even know what plan B is. Excuse me, which way should I go? Not really going to help. Oh God, I'll turn the camera away for a moment. There we go. Just realised I sneezed right straight into the microphone. You're just going to have to put up with this. Don't let him back into Thailand, says Yak Lamar. Well, the thing is, if he did land in Thailand, he'd be escorted straight to prison. PHANG acting badly, deported his ass. Good morning, everybody, says Alpha Bravo. Why did I say that? He thought he'd going to get many more months. Yeah, I think he probably saw the writing on the wall when there was an appeal and he noticed who the person, the lawyer was representing the appeal and decided to, leave the country. Happy as a pig in mud, just got my non-B in country. Also work permit approved in hand. So yeah, there are some situations where you can apply for a non-immigrant B business visa in country. In most situations you can't. It all depends on the company structure and a whole lot of other things I'm not going to go into today. A lot of them I don't fully understand. However, I did have to leave the country to apply for this visa. The Swiss guy, there's no surprise there, he used the Thai way to his benefit. And Alpha Bravo says he looked like a heavy drinker. I don't know if that's the case or not. Okay, to these three things that I think are going to be facing Thailand, challenging Thailand. Now, there's always something that challenges Thailand. There's always something going on. It could be a tsunami, it could be a coup, it could be some sort of political upheaval. Suffice to say, usually we have the Teflon Thailand, and Thailand always seems to recover. And as I showed you last week, the tourism numbers just keep on going up and up and up and up and up. They have been levelling off of late, but really the numbers of people coming to Thailand are still, if not 2019 sort of numbers, they're sort of sitting around the 2018 numbers. And unless you've really gone out to provide a new tourism service in the last couple of years, you wouldn't have noticed a whole lot of difference. I'm 63 and I'm starting the process of moving from the USA to Koh Samui. This is from Just Jam 99. Good luck for your move. Now, I would be interested to know how you'll get from the USA to Samui. You're either going to have to go east or west from the US. A lot of people heading out to the east and going through the Middle East now because the flights are very competitively priced. And I think the standard of the Middle East airlines is recognised as being very good. And the service, the reliability, and they've all got new fleets and stuff. So a lot of people using those services. And you would have to arrive in well, you can actually arrive in Phuket or Bangkok and then take a Bangkok air flight from Bangkok or Phuket to Koh Samui. Bangkok Airways got the whole thing stitched up. They built the airport, they've got the monopoly, and you will pay for the pleasure. You'll probably find that the short flight from, say, Phuket to Samui or Bangkok to Samui costs won't be as much, but a fair proportion of what you paid for the whole trip from the USA to Thailand. Okay, so Larry the Fink, I don't know, but I've seen quite a few videos of various regions in Thailand which have significantly fewer tourists. Now, we spoke about this last week, about it sort of depends where you are and really what you sort of think you want out of Thailand, but people are seeing either surges or slumps, and good arguments can be put up for both. All I can say, I was in Phuket last week. It was certainly quieter than it was a couple of months ago, but still a lot of people around, still a lot of traffic. And my three visits now in the past couple of weeks to the Phuket airport, the place has been rammed. So I don't know where you're speaking about specifically, Larry the Fink, but I have seen plenty of tourism. People up in Pattaya are perhaps generally, I'm just sort of reading through the tea leaves here, maybe tourism has softened, overseas foreign tourists have softened a bit there. It's going to be like this all morning, folks. Cheers. So, the first thing, and this I suppose is a little bit of politics, and I won't go deeply into it, but I do think this is a problem, and it will, whether we like it or not, and no matter how stable Thailand's governance is, either through coups or elected governments or what, the actual governance is very stable. Not the government, but the governance. But this has really sort of rattled things. Excuse me. So from Thai PBS World, and this is, by the way, Thai PBS World, a government-owned media outlet in English. And they've done an editorial, and I'll also report from Nation Thailand, which is a private business. But this government-owned editorial really socks it to the government. So here we go. Ruling further destabilises Thai politics, says Thai PBS World. And we've got a photo there, I think it's a composite photo, of Yingluck Shinawatra, who was a Prime Minister in Thailand, and Thaksin Shinawatra, their brother and sister. And of course you'd be aware that Thaksin's daughter, Pattaya Shinawatra, is currently the Prime Minister. So 3 Shinawatras have been Prime Minister of Thailand. Let's go to the story from Nation Thailand. Supreme Admin Court orders Yingluck to pay 10 billion baht for government-to-government rice deal damage. And it says the Supreme Administrative Court on Thursday this week overturned the lower court's ruling and ordered the former PM Yingluck Shinawatra to pay compensation of 10 billion baht. Pretty sure she just doesn't have that money in her handbag. And whilst it says, I'll leave some of the specifics out, other rulings were thrown out of court, this government-to-government rice deal, it does stick, and she's been asked to pay 10 billion baht. So the situation is, I mean, if she did land back in Thailand, she's been living in self-exile for years, she would be expected to pay this money back. She'd be held in detention. She'd be off to prison. So she remains in self-exile. And we go back to the Thai PBS story, and I think this is the problem for the Thai government at the moment. And I believe it will destabilise the current, what has been a relatively stable period of governance over the past couple of years. And this Thai PBS pretty much editorial says it will indefinitely postpone any plan for Yingluck to return from exile. It will, shower the government coalition with more serious doubts, and it will put her niece PM Pattaya Shinawatra between a rock and a hard place. To sum it up, Thailand's political absurdity can get more absurd. And Thailand's peculiar situation will become weirder. The 3 kingdoms, that's Per Thai, that's the governing party at the moment, the People's Party, which are the progressives, and the conservatives, and that is parties like the Pumjai Thai Party, and of course anybody wearing a yellow shirt, will drift further and further apart, yet secret occasional deals will abound. And it says the Supreme Administrative Court's ruling, hailed by the Conservatives, decried by Per Thai, and confusedly stared at by the People's Party, which used to be called the Move Forward Party, helps make sure that all the unpredictable players will continue to play on a highly unpredictable field. Now, what does this mean for you? It means that there's just a little bit more instability in what runs Thailand. We've also got a situation that the Department of Special Investigations and the Election Commission are investigating up to 53 senators following a Senate vote last year when the Senate came up for a changeover. Now, there is a lot of pushing and shoving, late phone calls at night, trying to sort out what's going here, but you do have, once again, just another thing which is adding a layer of instability. Now, does this affect tourism and tourists generally? I mean, 10 years ago this week, sorry about this, we had a coup. It was May the 14th, I think, in 2014. We had the General Prajuch coup. And for all the tourists that were staying in Thailand, unless they were standing on a couple of specific intersections in Bangkok, they would barely know that a coup had happened. It was another of Thailand's famous soft coups. In the media at the time, it was a bit more noticeable in regards to the fact that we had our transmitter turned off at the radio station. When the transmitters were turned back on again, we had to each hour play this song co-written by the Prime Minister called Bringing the Happiness Back to Thai People. That's the sort of coup it was. But here we are 10 years later, we've had a couple of elections, and we've had relatively stable government. But I think all this is starting to just unravel some of that stability. And that Thaksin family, Thaksin Shinawatra, Yingluck Shinawatra, and Pattaya Shinawatra, the current Prime Minister, she's really got to try and paint a rosy picture about what's going on here. She's got to say, look, you know, these are Shinawatra family matters, it's nothing to do with the government, and that's what she's going to have to say. But at the end of the day, she is part of a very powerful family in Thailand. And there are some people, I even read an article during the week which had one of the deputy prime ministers saying, no, there won't be another coup. And so as soon as they start denying that, you know, at least somebody somewhere is mentioning the C word. I think it is highly unlikely that we'll see anything like that going forward. But of course, I'm usually wrong. So we'll just have to see what happens. As I said, I think that's just highly unlikely. But instability in the Thai government after a couple of years of what has been peaceful and just the usual political argy-bargy you get in any country, that now is suddenly just under a bit of a shroud, and certainly under the very, very long shadow of the Shinawatra family in Thailand. That's number one. We go to number two. The second thing that I think is adding some instability to the Thai boat at the moment, as we are rocking the Thai boat, the good ship Thailand. And that is the issue of visas. And it's not because of a personal situation, that being put aside. Thailand's visa situation has been relatively stable. Now, there was last year in July, that's what, 10 months ago, they decided to open up the visa exemption. Every time I blow my nose, I feel like I'm blowing some brain cells, and it's just making my brain more foggy. But the visa exemption was changed last July. They went from 57 countries with visa exemption up to 93, and they extended it from 30 to 60 days, all in a bid to boost tourism. Now, obviously, that we knew it when it happened, and it was well pronounced and predicted that there would be people who would abuse the opportunity to stay in the country longer than they should, and then, of course, extend their 60 days as they can. Even the other day when I was leaving the country, they said, you better get a visa. I said, that's what I'm leaving the country for. Anyway, it's something obviously that a lot of immigration agents are really taking a look at your passport and saying, you've been here once or twice on a visa exemption, you need to get a long stay visa. But really, apart from that and the threat that they may change the 60 back to 30, it's only a threat at the moment. It's a proposal from the government, but nothing has been officially announced. Really, there haven't been that many changes. If you have a think about it, now we've got a lot of e-visa applications, and the Thai government is encouraging people to go to this website. And these are all the different visas you can get. I mean, there are so many different ways of visiting Thailand. I'll get to the actual threat I see in just a moment. But there's the diplomatic and official visas, the tourist visas, of course the visa exemption, transit visas, work and business visas, studying visa, that's the ED visa, media and film crew visas. I was thinking of getting like a journalist visa. It looks like that's even more complicated than the non-B visa. Religious activity visas. I couldn't get away with that one. Research and science visas, staying with family visas, retirement, courtesy visas, medical treatment. These ones are important. Smart visas, long-term resident visas, both got very high qualifications, but certainly you can stay for up to 5 + 5 years. And with the Destination Thailand visa, this is very, very popular at the moment. There's been some 35 to 40,000 of them granted in the last year, and they allow people to stay in Thailand for 5 years, but they do have to leave every 12 months. They are in 180-day chunks, so you have to reapply or renew, not reapply, you have to renew every 6 months, and then you have to leave after your second 6 months. Leave the country, if only for a day or so, and then return. But the DTV seems to be very popular, and right down the bottom there you've got the Thai privilege card for those who can afford. It starts at, I think, 660,000 baht, which means you can stay in the country for up to 5 years. There's also a 10 and 20-year version. Some of them also include members of the family. And you can't work, though, with the Thailand privilege card. So there are so many visa options in Thailand. There's no shortage, or there's no way that people can say, oh, I just can't find a visa that's going to suit me going to Thailand. There are very many options. The problem is that other countries in Southeast Asia are getting in on the game as well. And with them getting in on the game, they're providing 90-day visa exemptions, for example. Here in Malaysia, I get a 90-day stamp. Thailand currently only has 60. I think Vietnam's also got 90, which can be renewed many times. And some countries coming up with new long stay visas, some called golden visas. Some of them, there are investment opportunities, setting the bar a lot lower than Thailand and giving people options to invest in that country. Not a lot, but able to stay there for a long time. Philippines introducing new options. They've also got a long-term retirement visa. So this is the problem for Thailand. It's not that it's changing its visa situation around much at all. If you look people keep on saying, oh, they keep on changing the visas. How can we keep up with it? Oh, it's shocking. Well, they really haven't changed much at all. If you think they have, please tell me where all the changes are. Okay, last week there was a change to the people who apply for a tourism visa, the e-visa, which gives you 60 days in the country, and they're saying that they're going to be requiring people, well, they had to require people to provide some sort of financial statement in the past, but they say they're actually going to be sort of checking those and underlining it and making sure it's been stamped off by your bank. But it doesn't affect the current visa exemption. Getting an actual tourist visa for 60 days through the e-visa process just gives you a few extra advantages, things like being able to open a Thai bank account, for example, purchasing a motorbike or a car. You can't do those with visa exemption. Some people will claim that they have, and you've probably got some people who find a way around it, but generally the tourist visa just gives you a few more options if you are coming to the country for more than just eating pad thais and checking out some of the temples. So this is the problem for Thailand. Not that Thailand has any problems with its visas, although people would like perhaps longer visa exemptions, or they may want to lower the bar for entry of people seeking retirement. But generally, Thailand has more options than any other Southeast Asian country if you want to come here for a long time. The major complaint would be that they set the bar quite high. But if you want to go to that site, by the way, it is thaievisa.go.th. That's thaievisa.go.th. So that's number two, the competition from other countries around Southeast Asia. Now, what that competition does is it means that Thailand will absolutely respond. And I foresee that they'll probably be making the visa process maybe a little less cumbersome for some categories. At the end of the day, they want to spur the tourism market on, but they want to keep the baddies out. So the TDAC, the Thailand Destination Arrival Card, which started on May the 1st, hasn't seemed to be many problems with that so far, seems to be a way of perhaps rooting out some of the troublemakers before they even get here. So let's just see what happens with that. As far as the 60 days going back to 30 days for visa exemption, I just don't see that changing in the short term. Again, I could be very wrong with that, but I think that with the current instability in some of the world politics and the opportunity for people to travel may be hindered by expensive airfares, people trying to save a bit more money at the moment, I think they're going to probably extend the opportunity for people to come to Thailand visa-free, or just keep it going at 60 days for a little bit longer. I will be getting to all your comments in just a moment, but I wanted to go to the third issue, and this comes under a few different headings. And I suppose we could call this multiple economic headwinds. Things like bringing in monies from overseas, and I do have some good news in that regard. The Thai baht and its fluctuations against other foreign currencies, and just the generally sluggish economy in Thailand, which has sort of just been plodding along, only doing 2 to 3% improvement in GDP over the past couple of years, while some other Asian countries are moving ahead at, say, 4 and 5%. So Thailand's economy a little bit sluggish at the moment, not as sluggish as many in the West, but still sluggish against its previous 10 years and compared to other Southeast Asian and other Asian economies. Let's just have a look at a few charts with the Thai baht and just get a bit of a flavour of what's going on at the moment. This is the USD to the Thai baht, and it's showing the value of the USD to the Thai baht, and the chart goes for a whole year, starting May last year and going to May this year. And the trend at the moment is that the US dollar against the Thai baht is dropping, currently down to 32.5 US Thai baht to a US dollar. So people coming from the US getting a lot less Thai baht. A few months ago it was up around 36 Thai baht to the US dollar, now down to 32.5. So there has been quite a big, and if you have a look at the last couple of weeks, a quite sudden drop of the US dollar against the Thai baht, actually down to 32.3 as of this morning. So we go, that's the US dollar. Now I've got a few others here. The British pound to the Thai baht, a bit better off. The pound currently 44 Thai baht to the British pound, and you can see over the last year Thailand still sort of floating around in the middle there. However, there has also just been in the last month also a commensurate drop of the value of the pound to the Thai baht. Not a big one, but it's still quite noticeable. Let's go to the Australian dollar and look, I will miss a lot of the currencies. I'm just going to some of the main ones. I've also chosen Australia because I'm Australian and I can. So this one is the Australian dollar to the Thai baht. Again, showing over the last year, there's been quite a drop, some nearly 13% in the last year of the value of the Australian dollar to the Thai baht. Currently, one Australian dollar is giving you 21.1 Thai baht to the dollar, but has been quite a drop, although over the last 3 months it seems to have stabilised. Importantly, this is the Chinese yuan, the renminbi to the Thai baht. You can see again over the past year dropping 10.6%. This is the value of the Chinese yuan to the Thai baht. And just like the US dollar, we can see over the past week quite a sudden and steep drop in value of the Chinese yuan, which again is just another thing that's going to put some Chinese travellers from coming to Thailand. Noting that Chinese travellers at the moment are travelling, that's what travellers do, visiting other countries. Usually they only have 2 or 3 days, maybe up to a week, but they have been loving coming to Thailand in the past, but in the recent couple of months they've been visiting Japan, strangely, South Korea, and Vietnam. Even Vietnam having more Chinese visitors in the first quarter this year than Thailand. So Thailand perceived to be either expensive or unsafe for Chinese travellers at the moment. A big section of the Chinese market, so more Chinese travelling than ever. They're just not coming to Thailand. We go to the all-important euro. This is the euro to the Thai baht, and a bit like the British pound, somewhat in the middle of where it's been over the last year. Currently getting nearly 40 euro. Can I zoom in there? There we are. Currently getting some 37 Thai baht to the euro. But again, just in the last couple of weeks, there seems to be quite a lot of fluctuation and a fairly sudden drop. So the Thai baht, I suppose the story there is holding up against a lot of these currencies, even improving its value against them, such that when people are coming to Thailand, they're getting less bang for their buck than they were in the past. And that is going to be another thing that's going to be deterring people coming to Thailand. So let's go to the next issue, and that's the issue of tariffs. Now, the whole tariff situation initiated by the current US administration is just put the whole world in a spin. Now, it's all very well for the United States government to determine the policies that they want to run in their own country, but this whole tariff farrago is affecting the whole world economy. Now, I went into my shower this morning and the tariff for the EU was 10%. When I came out of the shower, there was a threat that it's going to be going back up to 50%. I mean, how can any government plan, how can any business invest in a world economy when this whole tariff situation is changing completely randomly on a day-to-day basis? It is throwing a lot of business decisions, a lot of people making decisions on whether they're going to travel or not into, a lot of unpredictability. So I don't think there's much more I can say about that, except that Thailand is yet to take its turn negotiating these tariffs. The Southeast Asian countries, they've been meeting as ASEAN, the 10 Southeast Asian countries, discussing how they're going to be individually negotiating their own particular tariff situation. It'll be done as a bloc. It'll be done with a lot of sympathy to what happens in ASEAN, but at the end of the day, each country is going to have to face up to come up with its own tariff resolution. Now, so far there's been 0 trade deals done around the world. There's been a few tariff meetings, a few decisions made about the future of tariffs for some countries or another, but there's been no trade deals struck. So I think, these trade deals take years to sort out. But in the meantime, one day you've got tariffs at one level, then the next day they're off, then the next hour they're on again. Very difficult to sort of keep up to date with what's going on with that. But Thailand, again, with people wanting to invest in Thailand and wanting to maybe export products, people investing in the auto market, they really don't know what the tariffs are going to be when Thailand wants to export those vehicles, for example, to the United States. Yes, Thailand does export quite a few cars to the United States at the moment. And then the other one, as I mentioned, is this sort of general sluggish economy, and Thailand just really suffering a bit more in this post-COVID period than some of its other Southeast Asian peers, with the GDP languishing rather than leaping ahead. Say Vietnam and Singapore, I think they had 4 or 5% increase in their GDP in the past 12 months. Thailand only 2 or 3%, and I think they've downgraded that recently, while these question marks remain over the tariff situation from the US government. Okay, now this is a bit, also I suppose we put this into the whole financial economic soup, and we will get to your comments in just a moment. This is the last point I want to make. This is a bit of good news for those people who have been wondering what's happening with that whole taxation of monies being brought into Thailand. There's been a lot written about this. There's been a lot of false information, a lot of misinformation, and I've really tried to stay away from it because there's been so much misinformation that I'm not qualified to put my oar in the water. And if I get any particular lawyers involved, they're going to be basically saying, oh, you're going to have to register because it's in their best interests to get you to sign up and go and have a talk to them. And I don't want to be pushing that sort of business. So this is some good news. And I refer to PattayaMail.com. Financial world expects policy reversal on taxation of foreign income repatriated to Thailand. And there's growing international consensus that Thailand is about to soften its policy on the taxation of foreign remittances to Thailand. And the latest review is by the UK-based Society of Trust and Estate Practitioners, and it confirms the intentions of the Ministry of Finance as widely reported by taxation specialists in Thailand. And I'll put a link in the description of this video if you want to read the whole article. To read the description, you usually need to be either on a phone or on a computer or on an iPad or like a tablet. If you're on a TV, you won't be able to access this information, but I'll put the link in the description. If you want to find it, just jump on your phone on the YouTube app. Here are some of the questions that it answers. Must legislation be passed through the Thai Parliament? No, not necessarily. The changes of interpretation can be announced through a royal decree, which is expected within the next few weeks. Will the changes include foreign expats as well as Thais? The consensus is that the changes will include all tax residents. That is, Thai and foreign nationals who fulfill the residency rule of living in Thailand for 180 days or more each year. Where I'm going at the moment, I'll be out of Thailand for more than 180 days. Will I be liable to pay tax on monies transferred from abroad to Thailand in 2025? The answer is no. The Ministry of Finance will grant exemption for foreign income earned abroad in 2025 and transferred into Thailand by the end of 2026. More questions. Why is the Ministry of Finance reinterpreting policy? Will annual or longer term visas be linked to Thai income tax registrations? The consensus on that one is that it's not on the cards. And how are foreign retirees are affected by the latest news? It certainly appears that the typical expat living on earned income, such as pensions and transferring occasional or regular sums here, will now be in the clear, so to speak. So endeth the lesson. So that's the latest information that we have regarding this issue of bringing monies into Thailand. Some people are realigning their retirement so that they only spend less than 180 days in Thailand each year to avoid possible taxation. But it looks like there may be some sort of surprise rollback on that particular legislation, and it should be announced within weeks. And as I said, I will put a link to that particular article in the description of this video. Sorry, playing with my nose, but it is very itchy. And so that's the three main things that I see as headwinds for Thailand at this time. The long shadow and the problems relating to the Thaksin family, the Thaksin Shinawatra family. There's the economic issues, the economic headwinds, which are starting to pile up on Thailand at the moment, and the increased competition for visas and generally tourists here in Thailand. Okay, so let's go to some of your comments. And thank you very much to Daryl McGee. Appreciate your ongoing and committed support of the program. For some Codral, get well soon. Codral is like a sort of a cold and flu tablet. It's just a cold, just a head cold. It hasn't really affected much other than my nose, my great big nose. But thank you very much, Daryl, for your support. Neil Shelley, the coup was May 22nd, but lots of people often say the 14th of May. Why do I? Maybe it's because it was 2014. So thanks for the correction. Scarface, Grunt Max, there is too much money to be made. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Thailand is now full of black African hookers playing their evil trade on the streets of Thailand with no work permits. I can't stop reading this. I've heard soy for succumbit is not what it used to be. Soy for succumbit. Is that Nana Plaza? When will Thailand deport? Quit doing live streams when sick. Unsubbing, says Handpan Yoging. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming. I'm feeling better already. The coup was made... Oh, thank you very much. Peter was the winner of the last election, says Alpha Bravo. Well, no, he's not. He wasn't. His party, the Move Forward Party, got the highest number of primary votes. But to win an election in Thailand, as in other parliamentary democracies around the world, you have to have, you can either have a minority government, which in that case would not have worked, and that's why they had to get 50% of the MPs in Parliament. So a coalition had to be formed. Move Forward tried to form a coalition with Pattaya. That didn't work out. Pattaya then formed a coalition with mainly the Pumjai Thai Party and some of the other conservative parties, and they were able to pull together a coalition. So they won the election, even though the Move Forward Party got the highest number of primary votes. Brett Border, they're talking to each other. Lay off the Coke, Tim. I don't drink Coca-Cola, ever. Okay, what else we got here? Visa or overstay and get 30 to 60 days next to the Bangkok Hilton. There you go, don't overstay your visa. Steve Austin, most countries frequently adjust their visa policies, including the types of visas offered, eligibility criteria and processing times due to various factors. Exactly. Nongwurso says, good morning, Tim. Scrolling down, a question from Bill G. If you are in country, why does Thailand require a person to leave the country to visit a Thai embassy or consulate for visa changes and renewals? And not renewals, this is a visa change. For reasons that are far too complicated to go into here, I've had to leave the country to get a new business visa. Just the rules. I can't do anything about it. Handle this, says Thai baht is stable against euro and pound. The point is that the USD and Aussie are falling against all currencies. I wish it was that simple. Tim, Aussie key card works in most ATMs. Just $2 Aussie, just $2 AU day. Okay, I don't have any Australian key cards or anything else. I've only got Thai cards, but my cards work here in Malaysia. I can pay for things with my debit card without any problems. Just have to let your bank in Australia know you're using it in Thailand. I don't have any Australian bank. I'm totally committed to Thailand. www Shadow 7, I like that Thailand has more geography than the neighbouring nations and hasn't been colonised by others like so many. I don't like stepping on currency is taboo. Yes, well, don't step on Thai currency in front of Thai people. They can take offence because, of course, it has an image of the monarch. Ha ha ha, that picture in the background is a little out there. Greetings from Argentina, says American Aviator. USD is going down against all currencies. Well, that seems to be the case, planned or unplanned. Dennis Tretewi, the Thai baht seems always overvalued. A lot of people say that, yet it continues. I mean, if it is overvalued, why does it stay overvalued? At some time, you, I suppose, have to recognise that that's sort of the level where the Thai baht is going to be. Whatever you suggest people have been using to prop it up, those props will eventually disappear. So it just continues to remain fairly high. Okay, Aussie is going down the toilet, says Handle This. He's sending me to BBK for retirement earlier than I've planned. Don't get into politics. Be happy. Don't worry about that stuff. Why you in Thailand or away from your own country? Why are you asking me? I've lived in Thailand for 14 years. It's very likely I'll die in Thailand at some stage. Hopefully not tomorrow or the next day, a few years hence, but I have business there. I've got friends there. I've got a partner and animals there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm very happy where I am. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, pursuing and finding some sort of happiness. And I've certainly found that. Not over the past 3 days, but generally. Bill G, requiring tourists to, this is from Steve Austin, requiring tourists to leave before renewing helps to prevent them from overstaying and allows them to better manage immigration. Gold jumped, gold and Bitcoin have just leapt ahead over the past couple of weeks. Good luck if you're into those. With a gold, for example, you can actually show that lump or very small piece of gold. With Bitcoin, you've got, nothing until you cash it in. And let's hope the value is higher. And at the moment, good luck to you. It is. Okay, yes, the Thai baht seems to move up with the price of gold. Thailand has a very, very large level of gold reserves. Maybe that's why. A lot of countries will be very upset. Tariffs, inflation, currency war, not comma. No surprise they will turn to alternatives. Thai Central Bank have a lot of gold reserves. Think you handle this, that's what I just said. Buy gold, buy. Holding gold is better than leaving dollars in the bank. I suppose that's correct. Banks are notorious for appropriating clients' funds during runs on banks during depressions. Well, we're not in that situation in Thailand at all. So your money, I think, is very safe if you've got it in a Thai bank at the moment, given that it won't, they give bugger all incentive to leave it in the Thai bank. How many deportations this week? I think they're talking about something other than Thailand. And now Peter is banned from politics for 10 years. He'll be back, don't you worry about that. Peter Limjoronrad has been doing the speaker circuit. He's been talking it up. I've been trying to organise an interview with him for 6 months, unsuccessfully. I think he's currently in the US, but he's welcome back to Thailand whenever he wants to come. He's just banned from politics at this stage. Where are you, Tim? I went to Laos to renew a visa and enjoyed seeing the artwork. There is vitality, no art displayed here in Malaysia. Now, for me, flying from Phuket Airport to Penang is the easiest, cheapest, quickest flight. And Penang is a place I've been many times to get different visas for different companies over my 14 years. It appears it's much more difficult than it used to be, despite good advice from people who should have known better. Comment, best of luck with getting your work visa in Malaysia, Penang, says Richard. Thank you very much. Daryl M, hit that like button. I hope you're able to sort your visa situation out, make a full recovery. I will be out and about today. A bit of a cold isn't going to be stopping me. During the US gold rush of 1849, says C. Damon Trek, some of the only ones who got rich sold shovels. Very good point. It's like my father used to say, if you want to make money from horses, walk behind them with a spade. Buying gold is not an investment. It doesn't generate any cash flow. It's merely speculation in future price. Well, that's true, of course, but at least it's something that you can hold in your hand. I'm trying to read the information by possible. I must still be pissed it's a blur. I'm trying to read the information. Hello, Frank from the Philippines. Gold is only a hedge against inflation, says Shadow 7. A lot of experts out there in the investment world. Shano Traveller says Soy Cowboy is still there. I used to walk through Soy Cowboy nearly every day, but at about 7 a.m. in the morning on my way to work. It was just a good old shortcut. A comment, the current Thai PM is seen visiting the Monaco Formula One, correct? She was there during the week, having more big events in Thailand like a Bangkok Formula One race. Still a lot of talk about the possibility of the Grand Prix coming to Thailand, and I don't think the visit by the Thai Prime Minister to the Monaco Grand Prix is by mistake. Okay, what else have we got here? Where are you, Tim? I just did that one. I don't want to miss any important ones. Buying gold is not an investment, did that one. I don't like that he's hiked them so fast. I think we're talking about the US administration there. Yes, the Thai baht seems to move up with the price of gold. A lot of countries will be very upset. Tariffs, inflation, currency war. I've read that one as well. Have I done all the comments? I'm surprised if I have. Okay, sound is no sound last 5 minutes. You've got plenty of sound. There doesn't seem to be any problem with the sound. It's all going out here at 0 dB. Try refreshing browser. So I think I pretty much covered that. 40-year expat says, I think another possible influence on visitors is that there's a trend towards more negative news in Thai media and from online influencers as crime and scams, and even COVID in Bangkok Metro. Been quite a rise in COVID cases in Thailand over the past month as well. Nothing to be concerned about, but if you are liable to catch infections from time to time, especially respiratory infections, just be aware that there has been quite a lot of COVID floating around. Been seeing Bangkok Post articles about surge of new COVID cases, says Christian Rhodes. That is true. No surprise, Peter, in the US. This is Peter Limjaronrat, the former head of the Move Forward Party. Probably they're trying to plan another try. Hopefully we will be as successful like the first one. Yeah, look, when he comes back, he'll be older, wiser, and a little bit more politically savvy. And it was perhaps a lack of political savvy that, well, prevented him from becoming Thailand's, I think, probably youngest Prime Minister. Regarding the negative news, yeah, look, social media is all about sending out negative information. Social media, the scourge of modern media, something that we all just need to get our head around, and these companies really need to get a hold on the amount of rubbish and misinformation that is served up in a lot of social media. That's currently a problem. Our job is to sift through the truth from the bullshit and also educate our young people to do the same. Okay, Thailand needs more big events to attract new tourists, like a Bangkok Formula One race. Okay, what else we got? The current Thai PM is seen. I just read that one. I think I might have done most of the important ones. Silver is strong but doesn't move much, never make much money but holds strong. Okay, a lot of investment advice there. Okay, I'll do two more and then it'll be time for me to go and have a good blow of the nose. Gold is a hedge against inflation, thank you very much. Hot tip, says Grunt Max, a good site for income, contrarian outlook. Oh, okay, I better not promote other sites. Sorry, Grunt Max, not a good thing for me to do. Roger Wilco says a Bangkok Formula One wouldn't happen, but it could happen at the MotoGP circuit in Buriram. Problem, Roger Wilco, is that the infrastructure, airport, accommodation, it's enough for the MotoGP, but a full Grand Prix, F1 Grand Prix, is a whole different ball game. And the track, the track for the MotoGP, it's pretty boring. Getting it sorted around the Bangkok streets would be amazing. Whether it will happen in central Bangkok, I sort of doubt it, but they did make it happen in Singapore. Let's wait and see. But I think the problem with Buriram hosting the Grand Prix is it's just too far away from Bangkok, mitigating really any big advantages for Thailand. Because when it comes to Thailand, it's Bangkok, then everywhere else. Okay, and biggest issue without a doubt in Thailand, ready, says Ian Cugley, is the air pollution, particularly in Bangkok. Well, this year it hasn't been as bad as other years, as we've reported. We've had less problems with air pollution in the north of Thailand and Bangkok. But generally, yeah, Bangkok is a reasonably heavily polluted city, probably somewhere in the middle of badly air polluted cities in the world. Certainly not the worst, definitely not the best. Citizen is a good medicine. Oh, okay. Okay, when it comes to allergies, I have one allergy medicine. I will be going and seeking that. I think I might have a bit of an allergy to the change of the weather or the air conditioning in this room, or something that's exacerbating this this cold. But there's 4 second tier antihistamines. I've tried them all. There's one that works particularly well for me, but thank you for the medical advice. Any news on your visa? Says Hobson's Choice. No, I haven't even put it in yet. There are some papers missing, despite the incredible amount of money that I spent with my lawyer. So waiting on that. Interesting that when tax changes last year elicited so much hand-wringing, but this latest announcement has not generated much interest at all. People love negative news, but this is something that if you are worried about tax implications here in Thailand of bringing money into the country, you need to get your head around this latest ruling. I will put a link to that article from Pattaya Mail in the description of this video. Maybe people like to have something to moan about. Yep. Can you imagine the traffic problem with a Bangkok street race? Maybe the local traffic could just join in. Maybe the F1 drivers, rather than having to bring a car, they could just take a drive with a motorbike taxi. Now that's a good idea, but they haven't asked me. Yep, F1 race there, not going to work, says Damien Jesser. Adrian Hardy, I'm guessing the funds could be found for an F1 race in Bangkok. Certainly. The same is not the case for Buriram, and the circuit is not up to spec for F1. That's my problem, I think, with Buriram. Just not enough hotels, not enough infrastructure, not enough flights. They'd have to put a lot more flights in. The airport is just not built for it. People would have to transit through Bangkok. It's just not going to happen. Tim, is there anything you miss from Australia, says American Aviator? Well, that's a really good question. As far as Melbourne's concerned, I miss the arts scene. I miss the theatre scene. I used to go out on a weekly basis and go and see a new show, a new ballet, a new band, new theatre, musicals. Just always had something new on, and was just a great opportunity for somebody living in the southern capital. As far as food's concerned, where I live at the moment, plenty of great Thai food, but very little in the way of Western style restaurants. I do like a Western style breakfast, and I have to make that at home. That's not a problem, but I used to enjoy going out for breakfast. Used to get out all the newspapers. Now I go through all the different publications online. But yeah, I've sort of had to alter my lifestyle a little bit, but I'm living on a beach. I've got great weather, access to fresh food, a low cost of living, access to great healthcare. So all the big things, tick, 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 tick. But I suppose, yeah, I miss a bit of Melbourne's culture, as sort of undefined as that might be. How are you going to file your ETV 3 days ahead if you don't know when you'll get your visa in Malaysia? Well, I mean, if I got my visa today, I would book a flight today, probably for tomorrow, and I'll just jump online. It's not the ETV, it's the DT, Destination Thailand, DTAV. So, and I can arrive in Thailand and do it before I get to immigration. They've got kiosks between when you get off the plane and the immigration queues. So, yeah, it's not as if you can't do it when you arrive at the airport. Just as long as you have it done before you reach the immigration queue. If you haven't done it, they'll send you back to do it. Is Penang a good alternative place for retirement, in your opinion? Now, look, I will do a video about this. I've been lining up a few people to speak to about it, but they're all in various other places at the moment. But I've always said if I was kicked out of Thailand tomorrow, I would move to Penang. That's my sort of plan B. I do like Penang. It's quite a vibrant island. Got many different scenes, got many different vibes. A bit like a place like Phuket. It's got plenty of different places to live. You can live very expensively like you do here in Georgetown, or you can get out of Georgetown and live very, very cheaply. Again, a good healthcare here, relatively low cost of living, an international airport. So yeah, but I'll speak more about that at some other time. David Wesson, I was wondering, do you ever worry that what you report on is sometimes a bit close to the bone for Thai authorities, especially when it comes to your visa situation, and of course you are a PHANG? No, I'm not a PHANG. It's a word I don't like to use. I'm not going to go into that now. Yes, I'm Australian. Yes, I'm sort of white. But look, I think I know where the grey line is. I know where I shouldn't step over. And none of the problems I've had with my visa up to date are anything to do with the Thai authorities. It's to do with not putting all the paperwork that is necessary. So no comment about Eurovision 2025, says Bill G. Well, I was going to make a video about it, but people would complain about me talking about Eurovision on a channel that's got a lot to do with Thailand. Suffice to say, the public voting was a shit show this year, and the Israelis cheated. What can I say? Thankfully, they only came second, but it is a big brouhaha, and there will be changes before Eurovision next year. If you put the TV audiences of the Academy Awards, the Grammy Awards, the American Music Awards, the Golden Globe Awards, you put all those television audiences together, it still doesn't reach even half the television audience for Eurovision every year. It's a huge internationally watched event, particularly obviously in Europe. I do love it. I love Eurovision. I get very involved in it every year. But yeah, this year there was some obvious, sadly, the government of that particular country got involved and threw money at the voting, and they cheated. And but congratulations to Austria, who won, not Australia. They didn't even make the grand final this year, but congratulations to Austria and JJ, who was the first Asian face to win Eurovision, parentage half Austrian, half Filipino. Those Filipinos can sing. I miss the Aussie highway on my supercharged. Okay. Okay, let's make a tuk-tuk. See, Damien, now you're on the case here. This is for the Bangkok Grand Prix, a tuk-tuk race with some Chinese tourists in the back, and they don't know it's a race. Now that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, whoever picks the most fares before crossing the finish line wins. I said in my head, since Australia is in the Eurovision competition, shouldn't it just join the European Union? Well, I don't think Australia will ever be joining the EU, but Australia, of course, does a lot of trade with Europe. They'll be doing more trade with Europe in the future, and a lot of other countries will be doing a lot more trade with the EU and China, as every other country than the US sort of pivots away from the US and wants to trade with other countries that have got more stable tariff regimes. We'll just have to see what happens. Count me in for the tuk-tuk race. I'd volunteer for the pit crew of a tuk-tuk race. Okay, with that, thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry about all the disease and the nose scratching. And thank you very much for the super chats. I really appreciate your support. I'll try to do better in the future, make sure I'm not diseased when I'm talking to you. But this sort of Saturday morning 9 a.m. thing, it was actually 10 a.m. here in Malaysia, has just become a thing, a little group that gets together, and I am absolutely humbled every week to see the support. I really enjoy all the... yeah, he's missing kangaroos jumping in front of his car. Never had that happen. But anyway, very interesting. Australia is the same thing. Thanks for the show. All right, so thanks everybody. It's been great spending the last hour with you. Have a great weekend. There's no grumpy old men tomorrow because I'm not in Thailand, and Steve and I weren't able to get together before I left. So yeah, no grumpy old men tomorrow, but I'll be back as soon as there might be a news story tomorrow that I'll do instead. We'll just have to see what pops up. But take care, be amazing, enjoy what you're doing. If you're in Penang, send me a note. I'd love to catch up with you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Oh, Matt, thank you very much, Matt. Really appreciate your support. And yeah, that's really kind of you. Thank you very much. We missed you at the Eurovision party this year. See you later. Bye-bye.